with Rome Legates. We back again with another video. Yes, we back again. Welcome to He Smells Like Rome. Yes. All right, so y'all saw the videos, right? I dropped the haul first. Then I dropped an exclusive video. That's what I do. If this is your first time joining me on He Smells Like Rome, welcome. We talk about niche fragrances here. We talk about hard to find fragrances and some of those fragrances that kind of go under the radar, no one's really talking about. I try to bring you something unique, and I want you guys to smell great wherever you go so you can start conversations. All right? If you guys have been joining me, y'all know, y'all my peoples. Y'all been here for a minute, and I truly appreciate y'all. Keep on coming back. Keep on coming back. I got some more joints from y'all. I got some more joints that y'all gonna really like, especially this one right here. This fragrance review, y'all saw the title. This is from Graham & Potts. Graham & Potts is a fragrance from the UK. They have some of the most unique fragrances available, some of the most luxury, just gorgeous looking bottles I've ever seen in my entire fragrance career, fragrance journey. It's just one of those, you know, those timeless, elegant, sophisticated, luxury pieces of like just jewelry you want to grab, you want to hold on to. That's what these bottles look like to me. And the smell, we're about to get into it right now. I'll tell you how it smells. The fragrance I'm talking about is one of their newest creations called Ambre Mielle. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Right here, this is Graham & Potts' beautiful creation, Ambre Mielle. Now, I know there's different ways to say amber, amber, however you want to say it. I know it's not spelled like we spell it in America, but just for the sake of my ignorance, I'm calling it Ambre Mielle, okay? This fragrance is something that is unique and familiar at the same time. All right, so this is a honey fragrance combined with a beautiful amber. Now, you guys know that honey's been done a million times over and then 2 more times. That's not something new, but I think that this fragrance creates something familiar and also new at the same time. And I say that because it's unique in itself, but it's also familiar at the same time. It gives me this beautiful, sweet, warm honey note as soon as you spray this fragrance. But it also is combined and met with a soft citrus bergamot. Now, usually citrus is bright, citrus is refreshing, citrus is just in your face, especially a bergamot. Usually that's how it is. This one has that, but it's tamed. It is very soft, it's very light, but it does give you that freshness that you want from an opening. That honey note, the sweetness is very sweet, but also very soft at the same time, right? I think that that opening is what's going to grab your attention, is what's going to say, yes, this is something I want in my collection. I can tell you right now that first spray of this fragrance, I'm over here like, yo, America's not ready. America is not ready for this fragrance. They're not. They are going to go bananas for this once this hits the States. You can only get this in Europe right now. You can only buy this in Europe. They're working on it. Don't worry. Don't panic. You're gonna get an opportunity to smell this once they work all that out. But if you know somebody in Europe, if you know somebody that's willing to ship you a bottle, you need to get on that. Let's get a little bit more into the fragrance. Like I said, the opening is very soft, sweet, citrusy, mixed with a sweet honey note. You combine that with more of you let that sit on your skin for about maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then you're met with a beautiful plum note. this plum is also sweet and juicy. It has hints of this powdery iris that tags along right as the plum meets this honey. Now, I'm gonna let you know right now, this is why I love Graham and Pott, because that honey note does not go away at all. Every time I spray this fragrance, every time I've worn it, this fragrance, the note of honey stays there the entire time. So, like I said, you have the combination of this beautiful fruity plum note mixed with this soft iris note, combined with the sweet honey note. This is a perfect unisex fragrance. I cannot distinguish if it will smell better on a man or woman. My wife has worn it, I've worn it, and it smelled great on both of us. It smelled a little bit more on the powdery amber side for her. It smelled more on the kind of warm citrus and honey note for me. Now that warm note, definitely the combination of honey and amber mixed with some other nuances I'll get to, but I definitely smelled that opening more when I sprayed it on me than in her. I smelled the powdery note when I smelled it on my wife. Now, we get a little bit more into the middle of the fragrance. We're about 3 hours into this fragrance. The plum note is still ripe, juicy, slightly sweet. The honey is still present like it's never missed a beat. Warm, seductive, mouth-watering, and sweet. And that powdery nuance just gives it a little softer touch. Yes, it's still a darker fragrance at this point. Yes, it still smells somewhat more leaning towards the masculine side, but hold on, we just getting started. As we get a little further down into the middle of the fragrance, you get a surprising combination of cinnamon. Now, the cinnamon spice kind of just erupts out of nowhere. You combine that with the powdery note, and you combine that with this sweet honey. You got small nuances of warm spices now, just kind of just surrounding you, giving you a little bit more of that warmth that you need. Now, you hear me say warmth, and you're thinking in Rome, it's almost June, why are you talking about a warm fragrance? It doesn't matter. I'm talking about something that smells good. You can wear what you want. I wear dark fragrances throughout the entire year. Yes, this is definitely leaning more towards the fall and the winter, but I had to tell you guys about this fragrance because I want you to get it in your collection. That's why I'm talking about a warmer fragrance when it's probably 80 degrees where you're at right now. Most of you guys already know how this works. As niche heads, we really don't care about whether we wear what we feel like we're wearing, we wear what we're in the mood for. You guys understand what I'm talking about. Now, as you combine that cinnamon note and you mix it with the powdery iris, this is where now I see the unisex line gets a little blurred. It's no longer masculine. It becomes a little bit more of, okay, definitely 100% unisex fragrance. Now, we have this beautiful rose that introduces itself later on into the mid, closer to the base of the fragrance, the heart of the fragrance, is where you smell it. But the base of the fragrance is where I think the rose is kind of handing off the baton and giving, the last little leg, a little strength and a little push. And I think that this rose, almost a combination of freshly picked roses, almost, I think, mixed with some rose petals that might be at the end of its life. So you have that dry rose effect mixed with this unbelievably beautiful bouquet of fresh picked roses. Rose combination with an iris note mixed with that beautiful juicy plum note is so unique in this fragrance. Y'all don't understand. Y'all gotta get on this one. I'm gonna get to the base of the fragrance I'm gonna get there, but I need y'all to take a moment and gaze upon the beauty of this fragrance. Now I showed some clips and some video of what the bottle looks like, but in real time, guys, photos, videos cannot do this justice unless you see it in person. This is such a gorgeous looking bottle. The simplistic kind of nuances and just little hints and details of this fragrance stand out to me so much, especially the top, like that, the symbol, the emblem on top, that is so unique. The back of the bottle where you see the stitching on the leather cap, those little details, the metal plaque, and that's just, it's such an elegant, timeless looking bottle. I think that it's something, if you appreciate art, you're gonna really enjoy. And not to mention that beautiful amber colored bottle. Man, that's gorgeous. Now we get to the base of the fragrance. And this is where it's my favorite time. I'm a base note person. I love the dry down, and this one did not disappoint in any fashion. Now we finally get introduced to amber. Now, the amber combined with, I said in the beginning, that honey note does not go away. That combination of warmness, that combination of sweetness, resinous, beautiful, gorgeous, just painting that just develops when they meet is breathtaking. This warm honey, it almost smells like raw honey, where you take a honeycomb and if you ever went to a bee farm and they get the honeycombs and they're taking the honey off, and you have almost this pollen kind of effect with the honey, and it's in the heat, that warmness, that is what you get when you smell this fragrance. Combine that with this resinous amber that's slightly on the, in my opinion, soft spices mixed with a sweet nuance. That is bananas, y'all. This smells so good. Now, that's not all. We get a just seductive, sexy, glorious, it's almost like an edible cake or soft drink with vanilla. If you ever smell or taste vanilla Coca-Cola, that's what this smells like at the base, mixed with like a honey whiskey. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting when I smell this. Get a little bit further into the dry down. The amber takes over a little bit more than anything else. You're introduced to a kind of greenness, a kind of still kind of earthiness. It's a patchouli that gives off an earthy green vibe, but it is not in any way going to overshadow anything. It's just there to give it a little bit of, I guess, this earthiness, this greenness, this herbal kind of vibe. That does not last very long. I smell it. Patchouli is usually one of those things that you kind of cannot not smell. It kind of takes over the fragrance, but it doesn't do this. It's blended so effortlessly in this fragrance. Now, I'm gonna give you something that is taboo to most fragrance reviews, whatever, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by this. When I tell you this fragrance does something unique and familiar at the same time, this is what I mean. You're going to get all these nuances of different kinds of sweet, spicy, gourmand effects at the base of this fragrance, right? You get a little bit at the top, but at the base of this fragrance, you're gonna get a bunch of just notes that's just gonna say, oh, damn, that reminds me of that. Oh man, that smells like that. Man, that's unique. I never smelled that before. Wow, I didn't get that combination. That's what you're gonna get, and I'm gonna tell you why. This fragrance takes pieces of Creation E, Lost Cherry, Amber Oud, and Alexandria 2. It takes every single one of those fragrances' best parts and puts it in this bottle, and then adds this honey note, this cherry note, this raspberry note in this, and did it better than all of those fragrances combined. But this, in my opinion, this smells, if not equal to that, it smells slightly better, because it does so much more than just a vanilla Coca-Cola, vanilla ice cream. This one has almost that creamy kind of soda vibe, yes, but with all the other nuances I spoke about. I've never seen a fragrance do that. I've never seen a fragrance remind me of so many other ones, but still say, wow, I've never smelled this before. And this right here is what Ambre Mielle is all about. Y'all gotta get y'all nose on this. I'm telling you, America, USA, you guys are not ready for this bad boy right here. All right, I'm gonna go a little old school once again. Longevity, this fragrance lasts 10 hours easy. Projects maybe 1.5 feet away. It leaves the trail, yes, absolutely. The trail is enormous. It's soft enough where it won't suffocate a room, but has enough strength that wherever that trail is, it's going to stay there for at least 4 or 5 minutes before it dissipates. Times to wear this fragrance is, I would say, wear whatever you want, but I typically would wear this in the evening. I would wear this going out at night, especially if I'm going out dancing, I'm going out to a lounge or a club, or even a concert. I'm definitely wearing this because I know this is going to smell fantastic. It's going to give that party evening vibe that I want. People, this is a fun fragrance. This is definitely for a young crowd, someone 25 and up. You can definitely rock this. You can definitely wear this. Is definitely one of those fun, young, beautiful fragrances that can be worn in sophisticated events. But you guys tell me, I'm talking too much. It's a fantastic fragrance. I'm glad I got it in my collection. If you can, get it. It's well worth it. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I've been talking a lot. Try to get this down to 10 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I failed at that miserably. But hey, that's okay. Yeah, I'm done. Until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you're going to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.